was it about? Why did you feel dependent on a group of people? What?
Because when we're doing group activity, that requires me to relinquish a little bit of control and just go with the flow, so to speak. So.
And you don't like to go. And let me ask you this, and I don't want to harp on your family dynamics or in any way insinuate that that you have a not a good relationship with your family, because family is complicated. So I would never try to insinuate that. But do you think that you don't like the go with the flow type of feeling because growing up that was the feeling? Because what you explained is you had the 3 air signs within your household, so it's like 3-1. Even if it wasn't planned like that, it's their personalities and how they react. So they were go with the flow and flighty, where you were more structured, and I'm going to plan and do things this way, and I feel this way. So does that go with the flow type atmosphere or dynamic, does that make you uncomfortable?
Sometimes yes, but then I would have to remind myself that these people are not my family. I'm not reliving my family. It's, it's a thought, and this is not that. So I'm able to differentiate in the moment. But leading up to it, I feel like the anxiety of confrontation, because I grew up with my parents, my family having very direct confrontation. And sometimes it was physical, but so that's another fear of mine, because I don't like I did not like seeing that, and I don't want to recreate that in my relationships. So I avoid confrontation at all costs.
Okay, so you brought up direct confrontation and sometimes physical. So do you feel like the flighting, the airiness that was in your family, it turned into, maybe it's what turned those arguments into such direct arguments that resorted into physical activity? And maybe that's why when you're in situations where there are no set rules or boundaries or a set plan, you feel like things can get out of hand and potentially become irate, maybe physical, the way things have done in your past, and that's just not a place that you like to go.
That is correct.
So when you over these 3 days, when you got that tension and that you felt that hunch on your back, I'm sure it was uncomfortable for you because you were away from home, you were on vacation, correct?
Correct.
What were you able to do? How were you able to center yourself and bring yourself to a place where you could say, okay, this is what I have to do to be in survival mode?
I need to eat. I need to enjoy, like really just enjoy, and by enjoy I mean just commit. I like one of the mornings I woke up, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to commit to having the best time while I'm here. So nothing is going to bother me. And I did just that. I fully committed to being on vacation. I did all of the activities. I really enjoyed myself. So that was my way of releasing some of that tension and those, body aches subsided, and I was able to like just really enjoy myself.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you were able to bring yourself back and enjoy the rest of your vacation. Amir, if I can ask you, what is your relationship with your family current?
The relationship we have is, due to the pandemic, it's been distant, and we've never really transitioned back to what it was before.
Okay.
Well, I haven't. I shouldn't say them. I'll say me. I don't attend family events, or like I'll call and text and FaceTime, but that's it.
Is it a way of, are you doing this as a way of protecting yourself?
Yeah.
So it's almost like the pandemic gave you an out, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, the pandemic allowed me to insert a boundary that I didn't have before with my family.
Do you feel like this boundary has given you a better relationship with them?
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that you want to keep going forward.
Yes. Allowing my family to have access to me when I say so changes everything. Before, my mother would just call whenever she wanted, any time of day. My sister would do the same. Well, no, my sister was more respectful. My dad would do the same. And now it's like the complete opposite. It's more respectful. They have more boundaries now, but because I distance myself from them.
And so are you happy with the relationship? I know you said that it's different now. So does it bring
I'm
you?
getting there. I'm getting to being happy again. But at first, they put up so much resistance, and I was just like, ugh. Just like the talking at, and you know how family could be when they want their way and they're not getting it.
Did you ever, because I know that you say your family does not, you an emotional person, but they're not necessarily emotional and they're not direct. Have you considered ever just like putting your directness to them, just putting it all out on the table, not for an argument, but just to release some of that pressure from you to say, look, I'm not looking for apologies. I'm not looking for anything because I'm in a place where I want to be in my life, but I just needed to say this. Or do you feel like you're at the point in your life where you don't even need to release it? Like everything's in the past and there's no need to bring it up anymore.
I did release it, and my mother kicked me out of her house. Like I said to her exactly how I felt. I was very direct in the moment, and it landed because the truth hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I struck a nerve, and I said my piece, and I was willing to leave after that. So I know that definitely changed the dynamic, and just having more respect.
How did getting kicked out of your mother's house make you feel?
Liberated. Because growing up, I would always hear her yelling at my sister to get out, and she's never said that to me before, ever. And I'm like, I'm waiting for the day for her to tell me to get out, and it finally happened.
And so do you see how that, because some people would take getting kicked out as a negative, as something negative, like that was hurtful, that was unnecessary, but you took it as a positive. It liberated you. It freed you from that toxicness that you were feeling. Do you understand? Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Are you thankful to her for that?
Mm-hmm. But I'm also pissed because, like, how dare you tell me to get out, girl?
But it's all, experience it's like that. Sometimes it's so easy to have two emotional feelings. It's very, very easy. You can be happy and sad, liberated and pissed. It doesn't matter because we're humans and we're complex and we feel so many different things at one time. And emotions are just, the emotions compete with other emotions. Like they just, sometimes you can have emotions that are, one might outweigh the other one. Sometimes they're side by side, but they complement one another because you might have was pissed, but you were liberated. You had that freedom, and it was like, you know what? How dare you put me out your house, but at the same time, thank you for putting me out